Hello and welcome to Teach Me English. This is your host Mohammed Sinaul Ansari, and today we have a topic here, virtually true. This is a story based on a game, a Psycho Drive game, which we play today. Means the young generation today, they play this game. The name of the game is like PUBG, Free Fire. So I think this story is going to be interesting for those who play this kind of games, and they will understand better the proceedings of the story. They would understand better how things are changing. Let us proceed further. Let us know about the author first and then about the story. Paul Stewart. He is considered as a children's writer. He was born in the year 1955 in London, England. He is still alive and he lives in England only. That is a place called British seaside city of Brighton with his wife and children. He is still alive, though definitely you can understand he is quite old. In his early age, he did his education from the University of Lancaster and the University of East Anglia. He is notable for his three important works which he had written. That is the Age Chronicles, the Freelance Novels, and the Far-Flung Adventures. For these three works, he is quite notable and understood. This is a story where we would see about the virtual game. So he had designed in such a way, it seemed like he himself had played the game. Though I believe that the similar game which we play, this generation they play now, it must not be same as the game is today. Let us proceed further and see his experience, and you can understand that how futuristic the man he is. Now, first understand the meaning. Wheezy breathe means when you take breathe. So maybe because of old age, or maybe because you got cold. So what happened? A whistling sound come out. So it's called wheezy breathe. Consciousness means you're aware of everything. Means you have not lost your sense. Nutty, very much crazy, mad about something. Gizmos, gadgets, simple. Terrific, excellent, where you feel very much excited, amazing. Visor is a very simple word. Like you must understand, you must have seen the helmet, and the front part, the glass part of the helmet is called visor, and here it is used for playing game, especially a kind of front glass which you wear while playing the virtual game. Striding means you're walking with long steps. Sheriff means cop or police. Strode, again same thing, walking with long steps. Jowled means to drag something. Now, slumped, what happened? Helplessly, or you collapse, you fall down somewhere heavily with a great sound, third sound. Retrieved means regain, come back to the real position, retrieved. Notching up, okay, actually the word notching means scratching, but here notching up together we'll check, so it means the score or the achievement which you made. Now lair, not liar, it's lair, okay, means a place inhabited, means a place inhabited by wild animal, a type of a cave, okay, it's called lair. The word lair is generally used in literature for the place where dragon lives. Studded means a cloth or something on which some small object are fixed and it is somewhat raised. Now, plaits, that is what called, we weave the hair in such a way that it become 2 or 3 long strands of the hair which the girls they make, okay, that's called plait. Tapestry, here it means wall. Now, pursuit means chase someone for a purpose, that's called pursuit. A skeleton swipe cart, that is a plastic cart here. Now, vicious, dangerous, the word meaning here. Now, jowl means jaw, the mouth jaw, big mouth jaw. Riddle, the place is damaged, so holes are made there. Now, hatch. Here the hatch means a helicopter or airplane, any airplane where the door of the airplane is called hatch. Now, reeved means that is to increase the speed. Scuttling means moving somewhere or you run very fast, hastily. Dodging means avoiding. Wrecked. Wreck means like in the sky, several line of what call the bullet you can see. So all of a sudden, many bullets you can see in the sky, and it makes several line. When the bullet comes out, definitely some smokes also come out. So that smoke made several line. So that is called wrecked. So these are the word meanings 27. Note it down somewhere so that you would learn it, and definitely it would help you not only in reading the book, but it would help you in day-to-day life, day-to-day speakings even. Now come to the story. There are two important characters. One is Michael. He is the narrator of the story, and he actually played the Psycho Drive game, and he rescued the other important character, Sebastian Schultz. He was in coma, and his memory was struck or stored in the computer, and Michael played the game to help him to retrieve his memory. Now, here this the game which that boy Michael played, a Psycho Drive game. It had 4 levels: Wild West, Dragon Quest, Jailbreak, and Warzone. We would understand about these 4 levels of the game in detail very soon. What is the event of the story? Crisp of the story is that it's a game played by Michael, and he met there a boy called Sebastian Schultz, with whom Michael was playing the Psycho Drive game at the same time that Sebastian was in coma. So we would see and understand how could this happen. Is there any logic, or it is just a fancy of the author? So first of all, understand this Virtually True is a fictive story. It means it's a fiction. It's all about a computer game, and the story speaks about the future of the computer game. So the story is suggestive of future technological advancement of artificial intelligence, which we could see now. Let us enter into the story. What happened? When the story begins, it opened in a train compartment. A woman was reading a newspaper, and there was a heading on the paper, the heading that 14-year-old boy Sebastian Schultz, who was in coma, miraculously recovered. This heading is not a shocking. That it may happen that somebody could be in coma and that person could come out of coma. It could happen. It is a general thing. But what is actually the important about the heading, we would understand when we see the story in detail further. Sebastian Schultz, what happened to him? How did he go to coma? What happened? He was badly injured in a car accident. He was injured in. So what happened? He was taken to the general hospital, and the doctor in the hospital told his condition was critical but stable, but he went in coma. Then what happened? Who read the story? Michael read the story. There was another boy, Michael, of the same age, 14-year-old. He was shocked to read the story. It is quite natural and normal that to come out of the coma because the treatment is going on. But it is a matter of shocking, wonder, amazement for Michael. Why? When he saw the picture of Sebastian, that is in the newspaper, he realized that Sebastian was the same person whom he had met in the virtual world when they were playing the game. And the same Sebastian Michael was trying to rescue. So Michael was unable to understand what had happened, that the boy who was in coma, simultaneously the boy was playing game with him. Now here Michael is going to explain about the game. This thing already occurred, and he is now going to explain about the game. Michael's father, who was crazy about computer. His father, he means latest gadget he had Michael had in his home. His father his father already had Pentium 150 MZ processor, though it is very much old now. 256 of RAM, 1.2 GB hard disk drive, 16-bit CD-ROM, a printer, a scanner, a speaker, and modem. So you can understand, for nowadays, 2021, for nowadays, these things become quite old. But you can understand, when this thing were present at that time, that he had all the necessary things which are required for a person to be called a tech savvy. And even Michael at that time had games like Tornado, now Mega Bash, Black Bale, Kirine's Castle. So this kind of game, which I think boys of today's, you don't know about this game, but some kind of this game I had seen when I was kid. Now, so both father and son, they went to the computer fair on Saturday. From there they bought some game and virtual reality visor and glove. Okay, this would help them. A front glass and a glove would help them to enter into the Psycho Drive game, and so they bought from there interactive Psycho Drive game. And when he brought from the next day only, or maybe on the particular day when he brought, he started playing the game. The first game which Michael entered into was the Wild West. When he entered into the game, he entered as a sheriff. Okay, he entered in a place. Salon is a bar actually. Don't think the word salon means any place where only the place where we go and we dress our hair. No, salon means any particular place for particular thing, and here it is a bar. Okay, and he ordered that a drink called that is sarsaparilla, and the name suggests it's a kind of a French name. Okay, and when he ordered, definitely he got instantly, and he saw a silhouette of a black-eyed jade. It was the fastest girl in the West, and he couldn't see the person who was standing, but he could see the image, and that image was asking him to jump out of the salon. When he was about to jump, instantly another sheriff entered. Okay, another sheriff entered and asked Michael to stop. So it was a kind of trap for Michael. If he had jumped out of the salon, he would have been killed. So Michael stopped and he followed the another sheriff. Both ran across several doors and windows, and finally they rode on the horse. They were chased by the pose of horsemen, many horsemen at the back. They started firing. The horsemen at the back started firing, and the second sheriff was hit and died. Game over. The second sheriff, as he was hit, as he was killed, as he died, the game over, and the score was 21,095. Instantly a message came from that second sheriff, whose name was mentioned there, Sebastian Searles, and that Sebastian Searles from the game, he was requesting Michael to retrieve him from the game by playing Dragon Quest. Michael entered into the game Dragon Quest, and when he entered, he was in a castle as a knight. He saw Princess Aurora was there, and she was in captive. She was captured and guarded by a wicked dragon. She shouted at Michael and instructed him to help her. Michael had already collected many treasures, and he was about to help her when another knight, Sebastian Searles, he came and he stopped him and told him that his real quest was Sebastian Searles. So Sebastian Searles, what he had done, he chopped the long hair of the princess, and he tied it with the bedpost, and he came down using it as a rope. It is like a story of Rapunzel. Michael followed him. Okay, they came out, and then what happened? They came down first, and they took a staircase, and they went through a secret passage. And suddenly, they tried to enter into a dungeon. If they had entered into the dungeon, they would have been saved, but the dragon appeared and dragon took away Sebastian with itself. The game got over. Here Michael had to play the another level, that is Jailbreak. I hope you have understood about the Dragon Quest. Okay, it's a castle. Princess Aurora was there, but the real quest was Sebastian's souls. They came out of the castle. They were about to enter into a dungeon when the dragon came. It took away Sebastian with it, and the game was over. Now, Jailbreak. When he entered into the Jailbreak, he saw that he was in a cell as a prisoner, means in a jail as a prisoner, with another prisoner, Sebastian, whose number was 02578. Sebastian had a skeleton swipe card, and I told you already, a plastic swipe card, and with the help of that they unlocked the prison cell. Okay, instantly they came out and they were instantly chased by guard dogs and the jail guards. Okay. Anyhow, they managed to escape that place and went to the roof where they could get a helicopter. When they went there, 12 guards came to catch them, and you could see the teeth of the dogs, and it is all open. They are barking. It seems like a saw which would chop you out. Sebastian was afraid and he took a step backward, and unfortunately he fell down the roof and died. The game was over. Michael could not save him in this third level even. First one Wild West, second Dragon Quest, third Jailbreak. Michael was unsuccessful. He thought that he would go back and save Sebastian because he did not receive the message now. So he replayed the same game, all the 3 levels, to rescue Sebastian. But to his utter surprise, he did not find Sebastian there in the game in all the 3 stages which he had already played. When he replayed the 3 stages, the Wild West, the Dragon Quest, the Jailbreak, he could not find Sebastian there. Means from those stages, Sebastian's memory has come to the last stage, that is called the Warzone. So he had to play this game, and the next day he played the game when he entered into a city with tall buildings. Buildings were what? Windowless. Only the walls are there, no window. But there are riddled holes, destroyed by the bombs and all these things. It destroyed, and holes are there. Only the sound of machine gun and bomb could be heard. Sebastian and Michael, they had to reach to the helicopter, and this time the helicopter was not on the roof, but it was on the ground waiting for them. So what they had done, they found a jeep and they instantly got into the jeep, and what they did, they started driving toward the helicopter. Instantly what happened, they were chased by a tank. Okay, and the tank opened fire on them. Anyhow, they tried to avoid that situation and they drove toward the helicopter. Sebastian all of a sudden slammed on the brake very hard. He pushed on the brake very hard, and Michael, he leapt because it was a kind of accident. All of a sudden he pushed the brake, and Michael, what happened, he lifted up, he jumped, and he went into the helicopter. Means he got into the helicopter. Now it's time for Sebastian, and that is the important thing for Michael to save, and it's a last stage, Warzone. After that the game would be over and memory of Sebastian's soul would be destroyed or kept inside the game forever. Okay, the jeep stopped. All of a sudden the tank was there. It was approaching toward the jeep. Sebastian was fixed to the jeep as if he was glued. The tank from the back, it crashed into the jeep. It pushed the jeep very hard from the back, and Sebastian was thrown into the air, but fortunately landed just below the hatch, means at the gate of the helicopter. Michael pulled him instantly, saved him. The game was over. But with the jackpot score of 4 crore, Michael had rescued Sebastian in the game. Sebastian came out of his coma. In the real world, not in the virtual, in the real world. Now, let us understand how it happened. What is actually the concept behind it? Now, Michael read a story about Sebastian in the internet, that Sebastian was playing one of the same Psycho Drive game which Michael had played with 4 stages, a kind of game Sebastian was also playing when he was in a car and he was playing in a laptop and he made with an accident. Sebastian made with an accident. The conclusion came out is that it might happen that the computer, means the laptop, had saved his memory. Okay, because Sebastian was plugged into the computer. When he met with an accident, his memory might have stored in the computer. Okay, because it's a kind of a psycho drive game where you are mentally present inside, means where you use your brain to play the game, the strategy, the psychologies, where you use your brain. So it might happen that the computer had used his brain to play the game and the computer had stored his memory in it. Because of this reason, he went into coma. Imagine that the computer had stored his memory. How did the same game, the same computer, the same floppy of the game came to Michael? Because if it is stored, it must be stored in one particular drive. How did the same drive came to Michael? Now again, he read a story that when the family of Sebastian was in hospital, someone had stolen the games. When they were in hospital, there was a robbery, and it might have happened that those games had reached the computer fair. From there, Michael must have bought the same drive of the game, and he played. When he played the game, he could find Sebastian, whose memory was stored in that particular game. I hope you have understood. It means that game was played by Sebastian when he met with an accident. The game was stolen from the home of Sebastian. It must have reached the computer fair, from where Michael had bought the same game and he played. Fortunately, he played and he restored, or he retrieved, the memory of Sebastian by saving him inside the game. When Sebastian came out of the coma, he messaged Michael and he showed his gratitude to Michael and told him to keep the game because he deserved the game since he saved his life. Now there arises a question, and the question is, how does it happen that the memory which is stored in the drive is restored back in the brain of Sebastian? Think about this question and try to reply in the comment. Goodbye. Thank you very much.